What's going on, everybody? Vape Connoisseur here, back again with another review. This time of a product or products that was sent to me for the purposes of this review. Now, Asmodus have been around for quite some time now, and they've brought out quite a few different devices. They've definitely been one of the companies that have successfully brought out good quality devices, including RTAs, RDAs, sub-ohm tanks, and then obviously mods. So they have done stuff like the bunker, which in all fairness wasn't one of the best devices that they've brought out. However, they brought out the Asmodus dog. They've done the Voluna 2, which were great RTAs. Devices, sure, they've done the Minikins, they've done the Minikin Reborns, the Boosts, the Sprucers, the so many to mention, the Thor 2, this little guy over here, which is, in my opinion, super sexy. Stab wood resin, very, very good. And they've dabbled in quite a few different kinds of devices, mechanical, regulated, squonk, even the little pod systems that they've brought out now recently, the Mini, something like that. And they are all quite good. Now, recently they have released their Minikin V3 and then the V3S, which is the device that we will be having a look at today. What a lot of things to cover in this. This does only come in a kit with a sub-ohm tank. I think it is called the Valerian, Venerian, something, some or other. I'm not too clued up on sub-ohm tanks purely because I am not a big fan of sub-ohm tanks. I prefer the coils and the rebuilds. But I'll bring it down on the up and close and I'll just show you what it looks like and all the other bits and bobs. Then the kit and the version 3 also comes with a couple of other things which I'll show you on the up and close. So I think without any further ado, introduction was done. I think we should bring it down and have a look at the Asmodus Minikin V3S kit. Alrighty, so this is what your packaging will look like. Sorry that it's the box is massive. So on the front you get your Asmodus Minikin 3S kit. On the sides you get your little bit of warnings and all that nonsense. On the other side you get a barcode with your Asmodus authenticity little hologram sticker, and then quick response code, and then the little scratch and sniff. This is going to be Android fingerprint flavor and scented. On the top of the box nothing, bottom of the box nothing. On the back is a truckload of information. Now it doesn't say again what the tank is that is in there, but I will post it and you can have a look. This is a lot of information. I apologize that you can't really see that nice because of the color of the writing, but there's a lot of information and it'll give you some time to read through that with a freeze frame. Right, opening up the box, slide that off, and this is what you get inside your kit. Little Asmodus where they all distribute. Hello South Africa, there you are. A little green tips fly which is quite large. Yeah, it's not really going all that green, but okay. Little battery safety, and then you get the mod, which we'll go over in a second. The tank is in there as well. Pretty good looking tank. We'll go over that in a sec as well. Accessories inside the box. You get a USB charging cable. It is a USB-C, which you obviously do your firmware or your software updates for the chip. I would not recommend charging your device with the charger. Always just use an external battery and do it the right way. Inside this is a peripheral bag, and inside the peripheral bag is another peripheral bag with a lot of spare O-rings, and then an extra glass section, and then the spare coil. Well, that will go over as we go along. So, starting off with the tank, Asmodus. This is a very nice looking sub-ohm tank. It's got the little shark fins on the side here. Not really too sure what that is for. On the top you have a 810 drip tip. Pretty sure other ones will fit on here just fine. Please do note that you will have to have the ones with the O-rings on, and as there's no O-rings on the inside of this tank for the drip tip. To open there's a little arrow there. This is not a normal push to open kind of jammy. This is, you need to turn it, so don't let that fool you. So you turn and she opens as such, obviously filling it up over there. Kidney hole could have been a little bit bigger, but I mean, it's not too bad for a sub-ohm tank. Fill it up, close it, and there you go. At the bottom you have the Asmodus, and it is called the Viento. There's the name of the tank. Pardon me. Airflow AFC is quite stiff to begin with, but that's quite normal. But it is pretty decent. 3 slots, 1, 2, 3 for air holes. Taking that off, glass section, pretty standard. And then obviously your coil. This does come off, the little shark fin motif. It feels like it's actually not plastic. Pretty impressive. Coil, this is a single, and then, apologies for the focusing, it is a 0.18 ohm coil, best between 50 and 60 watts, but can go between 40 and 70 watts. This is very similar to the Baby Beast coils, and I'm pretty sure that if you have one of these, that they will fit in just fine. The other spare coil is exactly the same coil, nothing different, also 0.18 ohm. I'm not going to pop some juice in here. I'm going to leave this as is, purely because I want to put my own atomizer on the device, which I prefer. Right, now for the mod. What a sexy looking mod this is. Very nice. There is no scratches on this whatsoever. This is a sticker, it's not carbon fiber. So for those of you guys who want the carbon fiber, this is unfortunately a sticker. On the top you have sort of like a beveled section or a raised section where your ATI goes in. Now I've tested it. It does not take a 30 millimeter, but it can take up to a 28 millimeter, which is fine. There will be a slight bit of overhang right there, but I mean, if that's not a problem for you and you have a 28 millimeter ATI, by all means pop it on. I've done different ATIs on this over the last couple of days just to see how it looks and test it, and I'll show you a few when we get to that point. Fire button, very responsive, very clicky. Obviously, you've got your touchscreen, which we will have a look at when we put some batteries in the device. USB-C charger once again, and at the bottom you have your battery door. This we will get to in a second as to what that is. Asmodus logo, very, very nice. And then yeah, that is it for the aesthetics. I think this is a very pretty looking mod. I like the white. It also comes in a sort of matte black, midnight blue, and the red that I've seen thus far. And obviously it will have your black button, the screen, and then the carbon fiber on the side. Battery door opens up quite seamlessly. There is very little rattle on the battery door. It is quite a decent battery door. On the inside is your positives and negatives, where your battery orientation, you get them on the inside of the mod there, and then obviously you get them right here as well, and on the battery door, your A and your B, which is pretty cool. So I think we should pop some batteries in, and let's see how she switches on. Negative top, positive top, and there she goes. Five clicks to switch them on. Now, if you are able to see there, it asks you whether the batteries are married and without damage. On the left side, you will see that probably won't be able to see, but that is yes and no, and this is touchscreen, so we will just select yes, and there she goes. Now, it also gives you this warning, which I have set up. It says you must be at least 21 years old to use this product. Fair enough, some countries are not, like South Africa, you have to be 18 at least. At the top, it asks you for your fingerprint, and at the bottom, it asks you for a password. So you can opt to do the fingerprint or the password. Now, this is not an iPhone or a Samsung or whatever. The responsiveness of this is not that great. If it were iPhone, you would pay way more for this device. So we're just going to do the fingerprint, and I'll show you how that works. It selects it, and then enter your fingerprint. The bottom says exit, and we will put our fingerprint down. It doesn't recognize it. Do you hear the haptic feedback? It's a very, very, very nice feature. So we're going to do the left thumb. Oh my God. This doesn't bode well. It might be because my fingers are very oily. Let's just go out, fingerprint. I can tell you, there we go. I can tell you that this is the first time that this has happened. I haven't had any issues with the fingerprint reader at all in the time that I've used it. A little bit embarrassing for Asmodus on this side, but yeah, it might be because I've got some like sticky fingers, oily fingers that it doesn't want to read, but you saw that it did pick it up. We can do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switch it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think maybe we should just start this again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to switch it on. We're going to use the fingerprint, and I'm going to use my thumb. Still no. There we go. My God. The fingerprint reader is really not that bad. If your hands are not oily, or if there's no cream on your hands, you can opt for the password as well. I had the password on there, which would have worked if that were the option. Right, now, on the top you have your power. And I'm sorry that it is a bit blurry because of the type of screen that it is. Your battery is dual, so you get shows the battery and then obviously the percentage as well, which is very nice. there's your wattage, and then you get your voltage, your ohm of your atomizer, or the coils that you have on there, puff counter, and then the seconds of the last draw. Now let's see if I can do this. So on this side, you get a hard hit. So it is now, there's normal, soft, hard. And that's what I've been doing it as for the last couple of days. On its left hand side, you will see that there is the fingerprint has been enabled. It's got the haptic feedback. So when you press, and I hope you can hear this. So no atomizer. Let's put it down and see if it vibrates a bit more. So it just gives you that little haptic feedback that something is amiss, something is not right. I did use a set of batteries in this, and as soon as the batteries went down quite low, it started, when I fired, it started giving me that haptic feedback that the battery is low, which is also pretty cool. And on the far right, it shows you that the device is locked. Right, so to unlock the device, just swipe down and it is now unlocked. Then you can set your temperature or your wattage. It does run in 1 watt increments up until 5 watts or 10 watts, and then it goes to the 0.1s. So it's 5, and I think it runs up until about 200. It is very, very fast, if you can see that. And it does not round robin. So set that there. Then you get your, if you swipe left or right on the screen, on the top of the screen, you get your temperature, which is temp control. You get your curve, which you can set up for your memories. And then you get your, my apologies, there's TCR, which is temp control. TFR, and back to power. I'm just going to set that power a bit lower to where a normal person can vape it. It should be fine. Then if you want to go into the menu system, press this button, or the fire button 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sorry. My button clicking is terrible. So to switch the device off, you hold this in. You can't just click it. You have to physically hold it in for the device to switch off, and I'm going to switch it off now. That is to clear your puff count. And I once again apologize that you are struggling to see this because of the screen, but that it looks like a little broom or duster that clears your puff counter. That is eco mode, for when your battery goes low or when your batteries are low and you want to vape a little bit longer. Then you get the upgrade, where you can choose to do your upgrade when you are obviously online or whatever, you got the upgrade. Then you get the version of it, and it is GX200 UTC, and then all the other goodies that goes along with it, version 1.0. This is your color configuration, so you can change it to whatever you want. Let's just keep it at red. If you do go white, it changes the look of everything basically. So all your goodies will start to look different. But when it is in color mode, or any other colors that you choose, it does go to a color logo and such. Your brightness, you can set up and down to keep it at 10. Then you get the lock screen, so you can choose to either slide to lock, or you can choose to click to lock, which would be your 3 clicks to unlock. I prefer the slide. And then you get your timeout. This is 120 seconds until the screen times out, and can go down to 10 seconds. This will also obviously save you a little bit of battery life when you go on. And then this is your haptic feedback. Sure, it's very hard to see, so you can switch it on, you can switch it off. I've got it on. And this is the shake to change color option, which I'll show you now. So I have that on, and then obviously your fingerprint reader, which you can then set up. I set it up on both thumbs, and I've got the password as well. Very self-explanatory. If you've ever owned an iPhone or something that you needed to register your fingerprint, it gives you 6 times to register your fingerprint, and it tells you to move it or whatever. And then this is your password that you can put in to lock your device. This shows you the ohms of your coils, or the resistance of your coils, and you can set that as well if you want it as a different setup. And that is it for the menu system. So now it is on the red and white. I'm just going to give it a bit of a shake if I can. You have to shake it quite vigorously though. Now it's green, down to white, back to red again, and then to purple. So very gimmicky. If you want to shake to activate, you can do that. I prefer to just change the colors. Sometimes when the mod is in your pocket and it is on and you like walking around a little bit, it does tend to like change colors, which isn't a problem. It doesn't change anything else. Now, I have had quite a few atomizers on this, and I'm going to show you what a couple of them look like. Let's start with the Viento, the sub-ohm tank that does come with it. I think it looks pretty good, pretty neat, pretty standard. Not bad at all as a sub-ohm tank, I would reckon. It looks good. It's got your 3 air holes, or your air ports, or whatever you want to call it, on the AFC, and it is not, it's not obstructed by this raised section at all. So pretty neat. I've had a couple of RDAs on here. Something else that I put on here was the QP Designs Juggernaut Mini with the bubble tank section, and still looks good. Very, very nice. And then for RDA, obviously anything black will look really, really good on this. This is the Gas Mods GR1 Pro. Also pretty good looking. You can change, let's change that screen to white, see what she looks like then. There you go. And even with that bit of gap there, the gaps that are in there, it's, I mean, it still looks good. It doesn't look bad at all. Let's see, this would be probably my favorite that I've got on here at the moment, which I'm using, is the stainless steel Reload RTA. And obviously this is not the drip tip it comes with. This drip tip was made for me by a gentleman from Twisted Tips. I will put a little link down here for his Instagram. You should follow him, go have a look at what he does. Pretty good work on his from his side. Looks really, really good. Fits the mod perfectly, the black and the white. Super sexy. So for now, that is pretty much it for the up and close, which comes to the end of the mod that we can that I can actually show you. And then there's a lot of other things that come as an extra, one of which is this guy over here, which is the Asmodus Minikin V3S charging base. So this is what the packaging will look like, and then this is what the base looks like, and I'm going to just show you. Sorry. Once again, I would never recommend charging your device with from a plug point, with a charger or with whatever you have. I would recommend you using an external battery charger to charge your device. However, if you are in an office setup where you don't have extra batteries, I would recommend getting one of these. These aren't that expensive. They're going for about 250 Rand, give or take. And plug it into your laptop, you plug it into the wall, and it comes with a little USB, and I'm gonna just plug that in to show you how it works. Plugs in on the side here. If I can just find the hole, that'd be great. And she is plugged in. And when your device is a bit low on battery, that is what this is for. This is on the version 3 and the V3S as well. So you just plunk it down, and she is charging. Let's see if I can flip this over so you can see. Let me just get the camera to focus quickly. So the batteries are 100%, but as you can see, it's charging. It works perfectly, and I mean, if I said, if you are in an office setup where you need to charge your battery for whatever reason, you didn't bring spare batteries or whatever, that would be a good device to get. Yeah, you can probably use the charger that comes with it, but once again, this is a bit more, you can just pick it up and vape. It's a bit more convenient, I would say, just to leave it on there, take it, vape it, pop it back down when you're done, or whenever you're ready, and Bob's your uncle. So yeah, that's it for the up and close of the Asmodus Minikin V3. I think we're going to bring it back on the top, have a bit of a vape, and then yeah, see how she vapes. We'll talk a bit of pricing, pros, cons, and everything else. Before we go back up top, what I wanted to show you as well was the Voluna 2 RTA that doesn't come with it, but you can buy that as an optional extra, and I think it looks super sexy on it. And obviously I have not yet opened this up, so let's just give that a little bit of a cut. For those of you who are wondering, this is the, also by Asmodus, funny enough, this is the Stabwood Damascus pocket knife. Very, very sexy indeed. So yeah, let's give this one an open up. And there she goes. I will be doing a review on this device in a bit, just to show you exactly what is what with it. And then, yeah, but for now, I just want to show you what she looks like. As you can see, I haven't opened this yet. This thing is very, very tightly packed in here. Taking very good care of not damaging the product at all. Yeah, still sealed. Wow, this foam is tight. That's what she looks like. Pretty good looking, I would say. Yeah, that's the Voluna 2. She looks pretty good. Also has the little swivel head. Pretty decent. Let's see if this one does have the O-rings on the inside. I doubt if this is going to fit at all. Yeah, it does fit and it looks nice, but it is a bit loose as there's no O-rings on the inside. So you'd be better off using the drip tip that this comes with. But yeah, just thought I'd show you what the Voluna looks like on top of the Minikin V3S. I think she looks pretty good. Nice logos. But I'll do a review on this in the next week or so, just to show you what it's all about. And yeah, that's it for the up and close of the Minikin V3S. Let's take it back on the top. Back on top with the Asmodus Minikin V3S kit, without the sub-ohm tank, with the reload sitting on top, looking super sexy with the custom drip tip made by Twisted Tips. Posted a little link to his Instagram and Facebook, so go give him a look. Not that it matters at all, but I think we should maybe give it a bit of a toot and see how she vapes. Coils I got in here are Aliens, sitting at 1.2 at about, that's 0.12 ohms, 70 watts, and I must say it, I'm pretty impressed. Not bad at all. So, thoughts on the device. I initially went into this device with the idea that I'm not going to like it, just because of the amount of features that it's got and all the gimmicks that go with it, the touchscreen, the fingerprint reader, even the charger. And I have to tell you, in all honesty, this is a very, very good device. I am very, very happy with the device that I got. I've had no issues with it as well. The battery door is solid. It's not going to jump open up on you, and I'm really happy with what we have, or what Asmodus has brought out so far. Would I rate this device as a good device? Definitely, most definitely. Even with the sub-ohm tank on it, it still looks good. I am just personally not a fan of any sub-ohm tank. I feel that, and this is purely my opinion, that the flavor on it is not that great. You just don't get the same variety when it comes to sub-ohm tanks as opposed to a rebuildable tank. And I prefer rebuilding, as you all well know. So when it comes to this device, the only problem that I would have with it, and this is purely, call it aesthetics, is that this device, in my opinion, has been made for a lefty. Now, I am lefty or righty, it doesn't really matter. So I can vape left, I can vape right. But if you look at how this mod fits in your left hand, it's almost like it was made for it. As opposed to going to the right hand, yes, it does fit nicely as well. However, when you do the left hand hold, your finger is here. I'm not sure if you can see that. Your finger is ready to push the button, or you can even use that. When it is in the right hand, your thumb overlaps, so you can't really fire. You're gonna have to adjust it in your hand, bring your thumb back, and it gives you a bit of an awkward feel in the hand. However, if I have been vaping on the right hand side, you just do that and it works. It does not feel uncomfortable in the hand. I would have maybe preferred it to be more angled to the right so that you can use it as a proper righty device, but it doesn't stop you from vaping it at all. It doesn't feel uncomfortable when you have to vape it like this. Doesn't feel uncomfortable at all. It's just the little things that you pick up. A lot of people will not like the raised section because they can't put on whatever they want to put on. But bear in mind that this 510 is more towards the right than it is to the left or to the center. So you can only, in any case, put on such a large size of atomizer, whether it being RDA, RTA, or a sub-ohm tank. You cannot necessarily have it come to this point over here because it will overlap on the sides here. So your best bet would be to work from here to here. Not even sure if you can see what I'm doing. From here to here would be the best bet. All in all, was I impressed with the device? Am I impressed with the mod? Most definitely. I would rate this device probably an 8.5 out of 10. It is really, really that good. It has impressed me a lot. And there's not much I can say when it comes to faults on this. I love the color. I love the fact of the white and the black, the fact that you can change your color configuration on the screen, and the fact that it can take almost any ATI except for, I'm pretty sure you can put like a purple RTA or RDA on here. Just change your color, the screen color, and it'll look fine. But so far with the silver and the black, or the stainless steel and the black, especially with the white drip tip, it looks pretty good. And there's not really much more to say. All the other things that come with it, the little charger that comes with it, is it a gimmick? Of course it is. People are going to try and sell you anything these days to get their mods on the market, which Asmodus don't really need to do because they have such a very, very good name. But for convenience, that is a really, really good idea. I like the idea that you can be in the office, if you vape in your office and you're running low on battery and you still got a couple of hours of work to do, you got this device here, the charger, and you just plonk it down and there you go. Would I recommend charging it overnight on it? Absolutely not. I would not recommend using any form of USB or even wireless charging to charge your batteries, purely because the fact your batteries are going to charge unevenly and they're going to run down and they're going to be damaged eventually. The chip on this, it's not a DNA, obviously it's a proprietary chip, but the chip on this device I rate really, really high. Once again, it's not a DNA, but I do rate it very high. There's almost no drain, and with all the features that I have activated, the touchscreen, the shake to change color, the haptic feature or the haptic feedback, with all of that and running a dual coil on two 18650 batteries, I have had at least 48 hours, let's call it 40 hours worth of battery life on this, including a couple of hours of sleep in between. I've only used this device for 2 days straight, changing atomizers, going from an RDA to a dual coil RDA to a dual coil RTA to a single coil RTA, played around with it, used it a lot, and I've only used this device for the last, not the last couple of days, but the last couple of days, but for 2 days straight. And a set of batteries lasted me 2 days. So well done on the chip for not draining the battery life unnecessarily. I've even had the screen timeout on 120 seconds all throughout the testing, and I still got almost 2 days out of a set of batteries, which I'm very, very, very impressed with. All in all, am I impressed with the device? Most definitely. This device definitely took me by surprise and showed me that something that is mass-produced at this level can be very, very good. Asmodus have had their faults with some, I think it was with the V2, with the chip that was in there that was faulty, and they've definitely stepped that up. They've definitely made some improvements on the V3 chip, and I can't fault it. I really can't. Would I recommend this device? Would I recommend you buying this device? Absolutely. Go for it. If this is what you like, if you like gimmicks, if you like the touchscreen, if you like the fingerprint, by all means, go for it. Now, price points. This device is actually not as expensive as I expected it was going to be. The V3S kit, as you saw it with the Viento, I can never remember this name, the Viento sub-ohm tank, everything you saw except for the charger is 1,650 Rand. The charger itself is 250 Rand as mentioned before, and then obviously the Voluna that I did mention before, this little jammy over here, is 500 Rand. Now the prices that I am quoting is from the shop that sent me this device for this review, and that is BVL CPT, or Brothers Vaping Lounge, Cape Town. I will put a little link to their website, or I'll put a link to, or their address on contact details, all the stuff. I'll put it down in the description below so that you can just give them a shot. Yeah, pretty cool shop, guys. They definitely know what they're doing, and very impressed with the service that I've gotten from them so far. So yeah, that's it for my unboxing review of the Asmodus Minikin V3S kit. Happy to leave your thoughts. If you have one of these devices, please share. I'm happy to hear from you and to see what your experience with the device is. And then yeah, not much more to say about it other than vape on. Well, hello. So nice of you to stay for the final part of this video. Little Easter egg that I'm dropping out there for the guys that actually do finish watching the whole video. So like I mentioned in the review previously, this device was sent to me by Brothers Vaping Lounge in Cape Town, and they contacted me and said, don't you want to do something special? So I said, tell you what, let's do this. If you do, and like I said, I've put their details down in the description below, so you can just have a look and you can go visit their store. If you do go to BVL Cape Town and you want to pick up this device, the kit, the Asmodus Minikin V3S kit, the price is going to be 1,650 Rand, like I said in the video. However, if you quote my name, which I'll put down at the bottom, it will be the Vape Connoisseur 01. You quote that when you buy this, and you speak to the owner there. They will give you 15% off this device. They'll give you 15% off the kit. So it's about a 200 Rand saving, give or take. If you, and I'll put the other cheat code at the bottom as well, quote the second one, the Vape Connoisseur 02 or 2, whatever, just have a look at the bottom. You can get the kit, the Voluna 2 in a color of your choice, and you will get 20% discount. So that's 1,650 plus the Voluna, which is about 500 Rand. Let's call it 2,150 Rand. Let's call it 2,200 to make it easy for my brain for the maths. You get 20% off. It's a saving of 440 Rand. So you get new RTA and the kit for 1,000, let's call it 1,800 Rand. Not a bad deal. So feel free to pop into that store, go speak to the owner there, his name is Gustav, and quote what was down at the bottom. Tell him that you want to buy the kit, or you want to buy the kit and the RTA, and he will honor that discount. That's a special arrangement between the two of us, for all my faithful followers and all my faithful viewers out there. And yeah, take advantage, because I can guarantee you these kits are gonna fly off the shelf. And until you get the kit, in the meantime, you know the story. Just vape on.